morning, everyone, and it's great to see a group of teachers. I'm a retired teacher, so I'm very fond of educational groups. And we're celebrating Lunar New Year, and in my culture it's Chinese New Year. And we have right here lots of, you can see, it's very decorative. We have a lot of things we put up, and all of them have special meaning behind. And then I will talk a little bit about the symbols, and I will talk a little bit about the food, and then we're going into brush painting. So I think you will really like that. And as you can see, we have food is very important, like in any culture. But Chinese New Year, we always put out a box of sweets, because what we want to do is everybody eat something sweet, and whatever you say will be sweet, so no bad words will come out of your mouth. And they're very clever, because in this box, this is my antique box, and it has different sections, and it usually has about 8 or 9 sections. And what do we put in them? They're preserved fruits, vegetables, seeds, the things that are abundant during this time of the year. So right here, I will pass these around. Maybe you can see it. I can't tilt too much. But this one is the lotus root. They sliced it, soaked in sugar, and then dried it. And I have lotus seeds as well. And here I have water chestnut. That's done the same way. Winter melon. And seeds, this is ginger. And seed-wise, I have watermelon seed, or any kind of seeds, and peanuts, and of course, candy. And the candy on your table, you can see they're in the shape of a red envelope, because we always give our children red envelope with money inside. So that's what they wait for, every Chinese New Year. So I will pass this around, and you probably wonder why seeds, because the word for seed is sons or children. So that's what they wish for. A lot of sweet words and a lot of children. So I will pass this around, and if you want to taste it, it's fine. They're not the greatest tasting, but because they're just dried fruits and vegetables. I will start from here. Now, there are some other symbols. You probably see a lot of fish around this time of the year, and you wonder why fish? Well, the Chinese like to use homonyms, play on words, rebuses. So the word for fish is yu, pronounced yu, and another word, exactly the same pronunciation, means abundance or extra. So you see a lot of fish. And what's another one? Actually, I have a sheet I can pass out to you. These I made up for my students. So they're very simple, just 6 very important symbols. So I'll pass these around as well, Karen will. Now, you might see bats, decorations with bats, and that seems to be kind of odd. People think bats are creepy, but the Chinese love bats, because again, the word for bat is pronounced bian fu. Fu, another word that sounds just kind of like it, is blessings. So you want lots of blessings. In fact, this word in the middle, in that square, it is fu, but it's hung upside down. You see some of these are hung upside down. You wonder, why? Well, again, the word for upside down sounds just like arrived. So blessings have arrived. So all these little hidden meanings behind a lot of the decorations we put up during Chinese New Year. Another one would be, let me see, oranges. You're eating little tangerines, oranges. Again, the sound of the orange, 橘子, sound very similar to another word meaning lucky, 吉. So again, oranges. But you know what? This is the time of the year you do eat oranges. They're abundant at this time. So perfect. I think inside of the box, I said lotus seeds. Lotus is a flower that really Chinese like to paint and like to really use it because it sounds like another word meaning to continue. So if you eat the seeds, it is the lotus seed, continue to have sons or children. A little bit later, you're going into the galleries and you'll be listening to some stories, and one of which will be about the Chinese New Year, so I won't give it away. But I wanted just to give you a little taste of it, because between these two words, this one is a cow. As you can see the horn, and you can see a pair of legs, two horizontal strokes, so which makes it 4 legs, and a body in the middle. And this one looks a little different. It has extra pair of legs, and has 1 extra eye. So just think about that when you listen to the story. And as you can see, Chinese words originally were pictograms. So there are a lot of reasons why they're written the way they're written. Now you see a pair of children, 1 girl, 1 boy, doing this. That's the gesture we always greet during Chinese New Year, and also especially to our elders. You know, we're very polite like this. We say, 新年快乐, or in probably Cantonese, you're used to a lot of the Cantonese words, perhaps in San Francisco, 恭喜发财. Actually, in Mandarin, which is the standard dialect, is 恭喜发财, and you say it very, politely and like this to especially your elders. And guess what you get? Red envelopes. So all the kids do it, and they love it. When we're looking at this, you see a girl and a boy, and it should be always stage right, which is the way I'm standing, right side girl, left side boy. Well, the reason why is these are the 2 words for a girl and a boy. When you put it together, like this, it means good. 好, you probably heard that word, 好, it means good. So we need a boy and a girl. So in the parade, if you go to the Chinese New Year's parade, I think it's next Saturday, and I think they have a big pair like this. The same artist made this for me. You just want to make sure that they placed it right. Sometimes they don't do it right, but anyway. So the girl should be stage right, the boy should be stage right, because it's good. So these are just some very basic Chinese New Year sayings. You will also hear the story about the New Year, which will have on the doorway some couplets, very nice writing on either side of the door. So I wrote that a couple of days ago, and in a very traditional paper, they actually use dye, and dye the red paper. They brush on the paper and then sprinkle some gold sprinkles. And so if you look at the back side of that paper, it's rather rough. So a little bit later, we will be writing little New Year's hangings. So you can do that. And there is a sheet. We will be writing 2 words. Okay. Do you have any questions? Anytime you have a question, please, raise your hand and we'll talk about that. And how many of you have done Chinese brush painting? Many. Oh, half. That's good. So we'll do that. Now, on this rack, I have some lanterns. The reason why I have these are actually pretty collectible, because in China they don't make them anymore. It's too much labor. They can't sell it for too much, money. So now they make them out of plastic or something. But these are made out of cloth or paper. And my daughter, when she was young, she played with these. So they're really like antiques now. The reason why I have the lanterns up here is because we celebrate the New Year for 15 days. every day there seems to be, some saying about it. I think on the third day, there is a story for elementary school teachers about the mice getting married. I don't know if you have that story. And the seventh day is everybody's birthday. They call it 人日, everybody's birthday. And then on the 15th day, which is the very last day of the new year, they call it 元宵节, which is, we call it Lantern Festival. Actually, it's named after a sweet pastry that you actually eat. It is round, made out of glutinous rice flour. In the middle, you will have a little bit of sweet filling, such as red bean, or black sesame, or peanuts, or something like that. And we eat that. We boil these little, round pastries in hot water, and you just eat them. They're very glutinous, kind of sticks in your mouth, but very sweet. I love it because it's my birthday. I was born on that day. And here, I have the fish. You know why? We have fish and have a little elephant. Elephant, of course, and they came from India and other places. And the word for elephant is xiang. And another word for lucky is xiang. A little bit different, but very similar. So we call this 吉祥如意, very lucky. And the little rabbit, whenever we look up, on the moon, we always see a little rabbit in Chinese mythology. So here is my daughter's little rabbit, and the head bobs. And this one is really a collectible, because I haven't seen this for a long time. And my mother, who is 88 years old, she remembers playing with the little rabbit when she was young. Now, I have a mythical animal right next to it. This one, it looks like a dragon. The face, or the head, looks very much like a dragon. And it doesn't have scales, but it's like a horse. And it's a mythical animal called qilin. The Chinese use it as the stork, because that animal, qilin, delivers children. Right over here. This one, it looks like a strand of firecrackers. And you might want to use this as a sample, and I'll take a look at it later because my student made it for me. It looks really good. You use the red envelopes, roll them up, and strip them. And again, another fish over here.